right on the corner of John and 4th Street. Take a look behind me. You can see all the fire departments. This whole parking lot here at the Lincoln Square Mall turns into a huge farmer's market. The water's moving so quickly that just in the last hour, it's crept over this curb and into the road, creeping closer and closer to people's homes. No one is coming in and no one is coming out. Right now, the SWAT team is still out here. Well, I figure, you know, if I get a little fried food and I walk really fast, I can work it off, get some cardio. Maybe I won't be feeling so guilty tomorrow. We've been told that there are 2 people trapped inside. Those are totally Adam's dance moves. I've seen those.
Oh, the robot.
The robot, that's you.
Yeah.
I've seen it.
Old school.
As soon as I seen him like run on our driveway towards the back, I ran upstairs. I told everybody to get inside the room.
13-year-old DeAndre knew something wasn't right. When he saw someone snooping around the house, he switched into Big Brother mode, protecting the younger kids.
Scary moment. This is where they ran right up.
The 4 kids hid in their parents' room. Then they heard the back door get kicked in.
That noise was like a pounding noise. It just slammed right open.
And that's when 11-year-old Mario called 911.
We were just telling each other to get down, hide, and be quiet. Don't talk loud.
The oldest brother locked the door and grabbed his dad's machete, kept hidden in case of an emergency. Mario stayed on the phone with the dispatcher while trying to keep his sisters calm.
I was starting to freak out and like I couldn't keep myself calm. So Mario guided me and DeAndre like, just keep calm, we're right here, you're safe.
By the time police got here, the men had left the house, but not long after, the kids were able to spot them in the neighborhood and point police to their guys.
The most scariest day of my life. I don't ever want to go to the heaven again.
The scariest day for their mom and dad, too. But they couldn't be more proud of how their kids pulled together.
They all work together as a team. And if they didn't work together as a team, I don't think the 2 suspects would have been in custody right now.
The fight is between 2 Centennial High School students. They met at a nearby parking lot during their open lunch period. One of the girls' mothers stands by, even coaching her daughter to beat the other student. A crowd of people cheer as the girls go at it. When it's over, the mother consoles her daughter. We showed it to the school district for the first time. The assistant superintendent couldn't believe it.
It makes it difficult as a district to try to ensure that kids understand what appropriate behavior is, and our kids are getting mixed messages.
Well, the 2 girls were put on a 3-day suspension, and the district didn't even know this mother was there until they saw this video today. Same with the police department. Now that they've seen it, they're also investigating. This mom could face charges. It was the worst flood the city of Watsika has ever seen. Streets looked more like lakes, and traveling by boat was the only way to get around town.
We had about 14 inches of water in the upstairs. The basement was full.
David and Brenda Mayett's home was one of the first hit by floodwaters.
At 1 o'clock in the morning when I woke up, looked outside and saw how deep the water was already, I knew it wasn't going to be a good night.
As Fire Chief David Mayette headed out, but knew his own home was soon to be underwater.
He started going door to door. I got on the phone, started calling neighbors.
It was a frantic time for the city.
Once the emotional drain of it has resided, then you begin to think about, now, how do I get out of this fix?
So they got to work, cleaning up and building up. Since the floods, 39 houses have had to be elevated, like this one, lifted 2.5 feet to try and keep it out of harm's way. And across town, it's even worse. Some had to be lifted more than 6 feet off the ground. It's hard to believe they're the lucky ones. Some houses couldn't be saved. Open green lots are scattered through Watsika. 16 homes had to be demolished. People without flood insurance couldn't afford to rebuild. The Mayetts had insurance, but getting back into their home has been a year-long construction project.
It's just nice to be home.
We gutted the whole house and completely remodeled everything. I know the neighborhood's completely changed.
It was a life-changing experience, one that's literally lifted the city to new heights and lifted spirits along the way. Good evening, and thanks for joining us on this historic day. I'm Amanda Evans. Dave Benton is on assignment. Rod Blagojevich has been tossed from office. Calling him devious and corrupt, Illinois state senators unanimously voted to convict the now former governor. And tonight, Illinois' 41st governor has already taken office. That's Pat Quinn arriving at the governor's mansion saying he's ready to move the state forward. But Quinn has his work cut out for him, not only restoring people's confidence, but figuring out a way to fill the state's growing $2 billion budget shortfall. My CFN News at 9's Blake Wood is live outside the governor's mansion tonight. And Blake, Blagojevich just got pounded for not living in Springfield, but Quinn says he's ready to call it home. Well, let's take a look back at the timeline of the case against Blagojevich. On December 9th, FBI agents call him and tell him he's being arrested. He asks, is this a joke? He's accused of trying to sell the Senate seat left open by President Obama. They'd been hoping to hear Blagojevich answer questions, but he didn't. The former governor came in to tell senators he did nothing wrong and ask for more time before a vote. What's next for former Governor Blagojevich? Well, he's lost most of his state benefits. He has no access to the private plane, and he lost his security. He stands to lose his state pension if he's convicted in his criminal trial. We caught up with former Governor Jim Edgar to hear his thoughts about today. He says Governor Quinn is ready to take over. In fact, he said, hey, at this point, anything is an improvement. Thanks so much for joining us tonight for my CFN News at 9. We'll see you back for WCIA 3 News at 10. Good night.